Hi guys, it's Kessler and today I want to talk about the Battlefield game that will be released in 2016 and what that game is going to be. Personally, I've had enough of the futuristic shooters and sci-fi shooters that have been released a lot over the past about 5 years, with things like Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3 and Star Wars Battlefront. And also there've been a lot of modern shooters in the past 10 years, and some of them would include Battlefield games. So personally, just to change the pace of first-person shooters, I'd like to see some Second World War shooters come out. Because we've got Battalion, that's been a game on Kickstarter that's going to come out this year as well, and I feel like a Battlefield game would be a really interesting comparison to that. And I know the Second World War theme's been done in Battlefield before, but there's been new engines, and it's going to be a really big change to go back to Second World War weapons like the K98 AK and the Thompson and the M1 Garand and things like that. And hell, even the Sten gun. That's going to be a massive change for first-person shooter players to adapt to, from M4 carbines and different guns like that. And also, I think a World War II shooter would look really cool in new engines like the Frostbite engines, where we've developed Levolution features. Because imagine playing on a Normandy map where you, playing as Allied forces, are storming up those beaches of Utah, Omaha, Gulf, Juno, and Sword, while enemies on the Axis side with Nazi forces are guarding across that top ridge over the cliffs, and you can use explosives to demolish parts of the cliff as Levolution features, allowing you to get up on the top and clear out those bunkers. I feel that'd be really cool, and I feel like the Second World War theme has the ability to give some really cool dynamic maps where you can just demolish tons of stuff with Levolution, because we have heard that in the new Battlefield game things are going to be demolished 8 different ways potentially with their Levolution features. And that's another reason why I feel like the Second World War themed shooter would be a really good potential, because you've got those close quarters towns like in Carentan and what have you, and in places like, I know it was in a snowy forest, but even the battle in Bastogne, that could give you tons of different Levolution features as well. But as some of you may know, Jack Frags did a poll not that long ago, in which World War II came out on the top, and because the question was, which military theme setting do you want to see the most in Battlefield 2016? And as I've said, the first one that came out on top was Battlefield World War II, with 53% of the votes, Modern Warfare with 16% of the votes, Sci-Fi with 13%, Near Future with 21%, and World War I with 6%. Because there was a total of 60,533 votes. Now, assuming all those people play Battlefield, that is still a massive sector of the community that can be disenfranchised if they go down the wrong route with this. And personally, I feel like a sci-fi or modern shooter would be the wrong way to go. And because there has been just such an outcry in general for a World War II shooter to come out, I feel that's something that DICE and Battlefield really need to do because of the reaction to Battlefield Hardline, because a lot of people lost faith in that. You saw the player count on Battlefield 4 dip for a couple of weeks, and then it just shot right back up after Hardline came out because people just weren't playing the game. And, I feel that this is the game that will either make or break Battlefield. Our faith as a community needs to be regained. But there is a potential for it to be a sci-fi shooter, because there were leaked images from a 2015 place test of the Battlefield that will be being released in 2016, and I think those images were leaked by Iceman, as I'll leave a link to them in the description below. But I don't know how credible those images are, because surely when you'd go into a playtest and any devices able to take a photo would be confiscated, because surely they'd still want to keep the content of the game under wrap and key. But anyway, guys, I've been Kessler, and feel free to leave a comment and like. Feel free to like, comment, and share, as well as subscribe if you wish to. And I'll see you in the next video.